Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Wednesday afternoon to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. We are in the Eastern Conference SemiFinals for our 2012-13 Miami Heat, and this time we are battling off against the 07-08 Boston Celtics. They have three things in common. One, they were 66-16 in the regular season. Two, they both won the NBA Finals because the Heat had beat the Spurs 4-3 in the 2013 Finals, and in the 08 Finals, the Boston Celtics beat the LA Lakers 4-2. And three, Ray Allen was featured on both of those teams, so he is one of the most iconic three-point shooters in NBA history. So it's going to be a really fun series to watch. I'd like to see this possibly in a 6 or 7 game series because, I mean, they're one of the most well-known teams in this classic teams for the 07-08 Celtics, as well as the 2012-13 Miami Heat. So they're the most iconic NBA teams out there. So without a further ado, we'll show you the uniforms that we'll see in the tip-off. Alright, so the Boston Celtics are going to be wearing their classic green away uniforms from 2005 through 2014. And those were the last green uniforms that had the word Celtics on it. The current ones that they use since 2014 have the word Boston on it now. And for the 2012-13 Miami Heat, they're going to be wearing their standard white uniform. So we'll see you into tip-off. Alright, and it is tip-off time here at the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. So now Rajon Rondo has possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it over to KG, so KG gets it in there for 2 points. So it is a 2-0 Boston Celtics lead. So now it is LeBron James, the Akron, Ohio native, attempting a three from behind the arc. He gets it there, and it is now 3-2 Miami. And Rajon Rondo going to pass it over to Paul Pierce. And there is a foul on D. Wade with a reach-in foul. So this means Boston still has possession. So Kendrick Perkins going to pass it over to Kevin Garnett. Garnett going to pass it over to Perkins. So KG is going to pick up an assist there. And now Mario Chalmers going to pass it over to Dwayne Wade. And it is D. Wade that gets it in the paint. So it's now 5-4 here in the 3:05. So Rajon Rondo going to pass it over to Paul Pierce. And it looks like that Paul Pierce is going to do a nice spin move. Gets it in the paint for 2. So it is now a 5-6 lead. So we're going to pass it over to LeBron James. And Dwayne Wade with the assist. So it's now going to be a 7-6 Miami Heat lead. So now Paul Pierce losing the basketball. LeBron James picking it up. The St. M product from Akron, Ohio. He is going to drill a three. He actually misses his first three of the game. So now Rajon Rondo, who would be an eventual teammate of both Dwayne Wade and LeBron James later in his career. And Rondo's an active player, by the way. He is now with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Rondo played with the Chicago Bulls with Dwayne Wade during the 2016-17 season. And Rondo played with LeBron James with the Los Angeles Lakers during the 2018 through 2020 seasons. And him and Rondo, James and Rondo, had both won the NBA Finals in 2020 with the Lakers. So now LeBron James makes a steal. He is going to make that dunk. Actually misses that dunk because KG makes a nice block there. Paul Pierce gets it in. So now 71% in field goal percentage. That is not good to start off the game. Dwayne Wade making that three for the Heat, and it's now going to be 15-10. Kendrick Perkins going to pass it over to Rajon Rondo. And by the way, we are starting a Boston Celtics, the 07-08 Boston Celtics road to the NBA Finals series this coming Sunday, April 10th. So it's going to premiere around 8:30 in the morning. So I like to make the videos a few days before they come out just to save on time, because I have a busy work schedule. I work 4 out of the 7 days of the week. To change the subject, Boston has 10 points in the paint. Miami only has 2. Shane Battier makes it in there. So Mario Chalmers with the assist. So now it is Rajon Rondo losing the basketball. Battier going to pick it up. I'm going to pass it over to LeBron James once at it. So now LeBron James, he's going to step back, pull a 3, and he gets that in there. So it's now 22-12 here in Miami. So now Rondo losing the basketball. It is LeBron James going to pass it over to Mario Chalmers. Gets it in the paint. James is going to pick up the assist. So there's now 25 seconds to go, and we are up by half, because 24 divided by 2 does equal to 12. What will Paul Pierce do in fact? Will he just pass it over to a teammate because there's only 13 seconds left on the shot clock? And there's more seconds in the game than in the shot clock. So he's going to pass it over to Kevin Garnett. And this is going to end the first quarter here in Miami. We'll see you guys in the second quarter. All right, so now Juwan Howard going to pass it over to Mario Chalmers. 5 steals for Miami today. And it is Rashad Lewis going to pass it over to Ray Allen, number 34. And Ray Allen, number 34, makes a 3. And I think it was that same corner where he hit that 3 during Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals. And it is Tony Allen that loses the basketball. But there was a foul there. And it is Posey going to pass it over to Leon Poe, and then going to pass it over to James Posey. I think his first name is James, if I'm not mistaken. And there is an out-of-bounds call, so the 2012-13 Heat have possession of the basketball. And it is Rashad Lewis going to pass it over to Mario Chalmers, and then we're going to pass it over to Juwan Howard. And he makes a 3 fly, and he is the current coach for Michigan. So Boston is trailing by 16. So Sam Cassell has possession of the basketball. Where is he actually going to take this to? Mid-range, gets it in, and it's now going to be a 30-16 lead. So now Mike Miller with the possession of the basketball gets it in there. And we are leading this one by halfway, 32-16. So now Sam Cassell has possession. Where is he actually going to take it? Will he actually shoot a 3 in this episode? Or will he just pass it over to a teammate and they actually miss it? So we pick up a rebound. And it looks like we're going to take a timeout. And we're going to take a break. And Rajon Rondo hits a 3. And now the 2012-13 Miami Heat, they have made 5 more 3-pointers. Dwayne Wade going to pass it over to Ray Allen and then back to Wade. So Wade is going to hit a 3 from behind the arc. He actually gets it in there. So it's now 39-21. Sam Cassell with the possession of the basketball. Where is he going to take this to? Rondo. And Rondo gets it in there. And it is Dwayne Wade going to pass it over to LeBron James. So now LeBron James, he gets it in. There is a foul. It's on Kevin Garnett. It's a shooting foul, by the way. LeBron James is 3 for 4 behind the arc. And he, I think, has 18 points now. It did say 17. But we got 1 additional point in. So now Rondo, where is he going to take this direction to? Dwayne Wade makes the steal. He's going to pick it up. Going to pass it over to James and then back to Wade. And then Bosch gets it in for 2. Paul Pierce has a shooting foul. So this means it is Chris Bosch who's going to make the free throw attempt, gets it in there, and it's now 45-23. Paul Pierce, he's going to pass it over to Rajon Rondo, and it is Rondo that has possession. Where is he going to take this one to? Going to pass it over to Paul Pierce, and Paul Pierce passing it over to Garnett. Missed that, but Aaron Bynes, like I said in the first round playoffs, was not even a member of the 2012-13 Miami Heat. 2K must have put him there for a reason, because they might not have had all the rights to all of the players on that team. So now Paul Pierce losing the basketball. James going to pass it over to Ray Allen. So Ray Allen hits a three, and it's now 50-23. So now it is Kendrick Perkins. He's going to pass it over to Rajon Rondo, and the Celtics take a timeout. 25.7 seconds to go. It is Rashad Lewis going to pass it over to Mario Chalmers, and then back to Lewis, and then Ray Allen going to pass it over to Mike Miller. So Mike Miller hits a three, and it's now 53-26. So now Kendrick Perkins going to pass it over to Rajon Rondo. Rondo going to pass it over to Ray Allen, and Ray Allen misses that. And we're going to pass it over to Mike Miller, and Ray Allen, 34, makes that three, and it's now going to be 56-26. So Ray Allen, number 20, attempts that half-court three, and it misses, so it's halftime. The 2012-13 Heat lead over the 07-08 Boston Celtics by 30 points, 56-26. All right, it is now 56-26 here at the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. LeBron James getting that layup in the paint, so it's now 58-26. So LeBron James has 22 points today. Could it be a possibility that he would have 50? So Paul Pierce makes that spin move, gets a layup in, so it's now 58-28. So we're up by 30 points. So we're going to pass it over to James, and then Battier gets it in there, and it's now going to be 61-28. So now it is Rajon Rondo losing the basketball, Battier picking it up. So Battier gets it in the paint, so it's now 63-28. Boston has 9 turnovers, and we've had 18 points off of Boston's 9 turnovers. And LeBron James, his first foul of the game, it's a reach-in, by the way, so this means Boston does have possession. Tony Allen going to pass it over to Garnett. Garnett gets it in, so it's now 63-30. So now Dwayne Wade, with the possession of the basketball, he is going to go up to the paint and gets it in for two. So it's now 65-30. Paul Pierce passing it over to Tony Allen. So Tony Allen passing it over to Garnett, and it is now 65-32. Dwayne Wade with the possession, by the way, going to pass it over to James. And LeBron James, the Akron, Ohio native, there's a foul on Kevin Garnett. So the Akron, Ohio native is going to go to the free-throw line. He has 4 assists today. And could he have 24 points after this free-throw attempt that he makes? Yes, he will. He will have... he does have 24 points. Sam Cassell, the Florida State product, going to pass it over to Davis once at it. So now Davis, where is he going to take this direction to? Will he take it to Cassell or Ray Allen, or maybe Sam Cassell possibly? And Ray Allen misses a three for a second time. So now Ray Allen, he is 1 for 4 from behind the arc. Ray Allen for Boston, by the way. Ray Allen, number 20. And we have 70 points in this game, and they are down by quite a bit. It is now 70-34. So our bench is outscoring the 2012-13. Our 2012-13 Miami Heat is outscoring the 07-08 Boston Celtics bench by 20 points. So it's now 72-34. And it is Sam Cassell losing the basketball. So now it is LeBron James He is actually going to get this one in for 2, so it's now 74-34 with 1:20 to go. And Boston, they have a lot to score to catch up in this one. So LeBron James making a steal. He is going to make a dunk, and it's now 76-34. So don't worry, there are lots of games left to go for Boston to at least win one of them. I mean, Toronto, it took them 4 games to win their first one back in wild card action. So now LeBron James gets it in for 2. So if we make a 3-pointer and end up having 81, then we'll probably take a break. So now LeBron James making a steal there. What is he going to do? Going to pass it over to Battier. And it looks like we're going to knock down a 3, and we are, in fact, going to take a break. So it's now 81-34. LeBron James had made a block, so the 07-08 Boston Celtics now have possession. So check out that block there by LeBron James. He is taller than Rondo, but his wingspan can really block out the other team from trying to get it in, so it goes out of bounds. We get the possession. So that was a good technique there by LeBron James by blocking it with both of his hands up. So now LeBron James going to go in the paint, gets it in, 3 seconds to go. Boston is down by 47, so they've got a lot of scoring to do if they want to tie up this game. And it is not successful from half court, end of third quarter. All right, your State Farm assist of the game is coming right up. It is Dwayne Wade going to pass it over to Chris Bosh. And Chris Bosh scored it in there. So now it is Boston that now has possession of the fourth quarter. So they had one tip-off. So now Rajon Rondo, what is he going to do? Going to pass it over to Posey, and he gets it in there. So Rondo's going to get that assist. So now it is Teague going to pass it over to LeBron James. So LeBron James makes a dunk there. So my other question is, why is Jeff Teague in the 2012-13 Heat team, even though he never played for them? Like, I think he played for the Atlanta Hawks at that point. But now it is LeBron James. He is going to make that in for 2 points. So it's now 87-41. So scoring leaders for today, Paul Pierce with 10 points and LeBron James with 36, I think. So now Boston has put up a layup in there. So now it is LeBron James gonna try to go make a crossover. So now it is James going to get this one in for 2 points. So it's now 89-43. 40 points for him today, 89% in field goal. So he's only played like 12 minutes of today's action. And it looks like we are going to take a break. LeBron James is your player of the game for the Miami Heat. The game is not over yet, but our break sure is. So now Dwayne Wade going to pass it over to James and then over to Battier. So now Shane Battier gets that layup in there. It is now 98-61. And Kevin Garnett has 10 points while Battier has 12 points. But their field goal numbers are somewhat similar. So now Pollard gets that in for 2. Miami has no timeouts remaining. Boston only just has 1. And we're going to use LeBron James to hit that 3. And we hit a 3, so it's now going to be 101-63. And now they're going to use Sam Cassell with the basketball. So now Cassell has possession still. Where is he going to pass it over to? He's going to pass it over to Brian Scabberine, and Scabberine gets it in for 3. So now it is LeBron James, the Akron, Ohio native, getting that layup in there. It is now 103-66. Gonna pass it over to Sam Cassell. So now Cassell losing it. Battier picking it up. Gonna pass it over to Dwayne Wade, and Wade gets it in there 21.2 seconds to go. We are ready to win Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. So now it is Sam Cassell with the possession. Shane Battier makes the foul there. 14.4 seconds to go. And it is Pollard that's going to pass it over to Brown, and then passing over to Brian Scabaline. So Scabberline's going to pick up the assist there. And it's now 68. It's going to be 68 to 105. Maybe it'll be 108. And he drills a three, actually two. And it's now 107 to 68 is the final score at the American Airlines Arena. So the Miami Heat are your winners of today's episode. And we're going to go over statistics right now. LeBron James, 47 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists, 9 steals, 1 block, 3 dunks on the day, 4 threes from behind the arc, so he is your player of the game. Dwayne Wade, 18 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists, 1 steal on the day, 1 dunk for him. Shane Battier, 12 points in all, 2 assists, 3 steals. Chris Bosh had 9 points, 1 assist for him. Ray Allen had 9 points, 2 assists, and all threes for him today. The Miami Allen. Paul Pierce, 15 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. In all, Boston did not do a very good job today in shooting-wise. I felt like Ray Allen for Boston's shooting didn't go the greatest. I mean, he had 9 points in the game, but he was only 3 for 6, which is 50% from behind the arc. Kevin Garnett, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist on the day for him. He did have a dunk there. Rajon Rondo with 7 points, 6 assists on the day. Sam Cassell had 7 points in all, and he had 2 assists on the day for him. So this ends up, and Brian Scalabrine had 5 points, 1 assist there on the day. He did have a 3-pointer close to the end of the game. So that wraps it up here in the 305 in the American Airlines Arena. We'll see you guys in the second game.